Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler talks loss to Raiders and second half struggles. The future of the franchise. I love him like a brother. Spencer Rattler, again, comes to the podium after a loss. I can't even imagine how this guy will feel if he ever gets a win. But, Rattler, I think it's the same story every single game. There's a few plays where you're like, damn, that was sweet. Like, there's a few plays where he escapes the pocket, or he makes a throw, or he makes a read, or he steps up, or shows off the arm, or whatever, and you're like, man, this guy, okay, like let's rock and roll. This guy's got something. And then the very next play, interception, overthrown ball. Yeah, I mean, it is the rookie lumps. I mean, it is what it is. He's a 5th-round rookie, but there is something there. Now, is that something there going to become a starter? Is he going to become a Pro Bowler? Is he going to become a franchise player? Is he going to become a backup? We don't know. Like I've seen some people in the comments say, like, I think Spencer Rattler is elite. And it's like, look, we got to get to good before we can be elite. We got to get to, above average before we can get to good. Right now, Spencer Rattler is a relatively inconsistent, below average starting quarterback. It is what it is. A lot of rookies, a lot of young players fit that bill before they become who they are. With Rattler, though, it is undeniable the talent that he has, whether it's how he reads the game, how he feels, his composure, his arm strength. I mean, there's a couple throws against the Raiders. There was one where, he put it on the money, absolute laser, and he had someone on his chest when he made the throw. The 4th down run, there's stuff there. There's enough there. It's not like we're watching Ian Book. We're not watching Trevor Siemian. We're watching something else. I like watching Rattler play. I understand, he's a rookie, he's 5th round or whatever. I understand all that, but I do like watching him play. And I think he absolutely should continue to play. He's only 1 game left. But the real question you have to ask yourself is, do you feel like, here's the algorithm. It's like, do you feel good enough about Rattler potentially being the starter if it means saving, $7 million by getting off of Derek Carr's contract? If you feel like there's no way we're going to go into the season with Spencer Rattler as a starter, and you have to go sign a veteran or whatever, then it probably doesn't make sense to move off of Carr. And it probably makes sense, like, just keep Carr for another year, let Rattler sit and develop, and then move off. Like the financial, that, the Rattler thing is a wrinkle in the financials when it comes to Carr, and how much money you can save over the long term, and what it means for Rattler's development, all that stuff. So as of right now, if you asked me, I would say as of right now, no, I would not go into the 2025 season with Rattler as the starter. I think that's unfair to him. I think he's close. Like, I think he could really use another season of development, half season of development, or whatever. But I think all in all, this has been a pretty positive experience for Rattler.
All right.
What changed in the second half there?
We just beat ourselves. Even in that first half, we were moving the ball at will, run and pass game, putting it together, and just, penalties, some missed throws, some drops, just some identification stuff. We just got to overall be better in all those areas.
Do you feel like it was a general improvement of your performance? Was kind of, after you were saying Monday that?
Yeah, you're not happy with the loss. We only scored 10 points and, had some, plays that could have went our way but didn't. Frustrating, very frustrating. But, what else can you do? They played better than us today, and especially in that second half.
And part of this, too, ladies and gentlemen, like when you think about a drive, when you think about an NFL offense, what it's supposed to look like, who is supposed to do things, okay? Like, just think about it like this. Like imagine a good drive, okay? You've got first down run, 4 yards, second down, pass, maybe even get the first down, or run for another 3-4 yards, then pass, get the first down, matriculate down the field. It's very difficult to do that with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Kevin Austin and Dante Pettis. And so, like, that's why I think the Saints stall out so much, is that on 3rd and 6, Like, all right, well, we're asking some players who probably shouldn't be in this position to do things they probably shouldn't be doing, right? So that's why I'm really surprised that Foster and Juwan are not the main source of this offense. I would use Foster and Juwan almost like the Raiders use Mayer and Bowers, where Bowers gets like 15 targets, 10 catches, and Mayer will end up with 9 targets and 6 catches. Like, I'm surprised that Kubiak hasn't just said, you know what? We pretty much only have 2 pros on this offense, playmaker-wise, with Juwan and Foster. We're just going to give them targets. Like, we're just going to give Foster 10 targets, and we're going to give Juwan 10 targets. That's it. We're going to run the ball. We're going to go off play action. We're going to throw to our tight ends. Yeah, we may try to take the top off the defense with MVS. Yeah, we may try and take a deep shot to Kevin Austin Jr. or Dante Pettis or something. But for the most part, we're going to throw the ball to the tight ends. I'm really surprised we haven't gotten to that point yet. Foster, again, 2 catches at half, 1 being the touchdown, and then does not get another target or doesn't get another catch until about 30 seconds left in the game. Like, it's just, I don't understand why we're not utilizing our best 2 pass catchers. I mean, Juwan had a pretty heavy workload in this game, but I think that's the only way forward with this team as far as passing the ball. Running the ball, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire was really good against the Raiders. And I mean, obviously Alvin's a starter, and if Alvin's healthy, he's there. But CEH was fantastic, was good in all facets of the game. I think he showed life running the ball. I think he showed life in the pass game when he got the ball in his hands. So as far as our quintuplet of absolute scrub running backs that aren't Alvin Kamara, I think CEH should be the backup. I would go Kamara starter, CEH the backup, and then go see who's selling dome dogs and grab one of them and make them the third string running back. But I thought for CEH being new, I thought he was pretty good.
Did you feel like personally yourself getting more and more frustrated as the game was going on, and does that play out in your performance? You know what I mean?
I mean, everybody's frustrated. Just keep going. Couldn't catch a rhythm really in that second half. Third quarter, fourth quarter, couldn't catch a rhythm. Shot ourselves in the foot multiple times throughout the game. And I mean, yeah, it's frustrating, but you gotta have good body language. I mean, there was certain times I could have definitely been more, not showing as much frustration, but it's tough, and I just try to keep the guys up. It's not like we're going out there just to go 3 and out every time. And then obviously there in that fourth quarter into third quarter, it's tough being backed up when they're playing soft and then teeing off, and drop back knowing we're going to throw. So a lot of areas we need to clean up overall. I thought we did good in the first half, obviously not in the second.
Basically, if there's any resistance from the defense, the Saints offense falls apart. It's pretty much how it goes. Like, if there's any resistance to the running game, can't do nothing. If there's any resistance to the passing game, can't do nothing. And that's not surprising. It's not surprising that if blank 67 overall running back can't get going on first and second down, then the third down pass is not going to work out. It's not surprising if blank 65 overall wide receiver can't get separation on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. We're not going to convert those. We were 1 in 10 on third down. Not surprising. But again, some of that is on Kubiak, where it's like, look, Clint, brother, quit asking these guys to do this. Throw the ball to Foster. Throw the ball to Juwan. It's 3rd and 2. Throw it to Foster. It's 3rd and 2, brother. 3rd and 6. Throw it to Juwan. If you fail doing that, fine. Fail doing that. But, so now flip side is if you look at a team like the Raiders, who, yeah, the Raiders aren't good, obviously, but Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers, and Michael Mayer might as well be Jerry Rice, Mike Ditka, and Brock Bowers compared to what we have. So, on one hand, it's like, yeah, they aren't good, but Jacoby Myers is good relative to Kevin Austin. But the Raiders did not get the resistance. Like if we would have showed any resistance to Amir Abdullah on first down, second down, but instead he's getting 8 yards a run, 7 yards, 9 yards. Like, those clips are that makes it really easy on the offense. And Aiden O'Connell looked really good. And Aiden O'Connell was doing whatever he wanted to do. And you saw, when did Aiden O'Connell get in trouble? Whenever there was any resistance, whenever there was any pass rush, whenever there was anybody in his face. That's when we saw him take sacks and turn into Aiden O'Connell and turn his back to the line of scrimmage and just look lost. But if you don't provide any resistance, which the Saints defense hasn't done all year, then bad offenses look good and good offenses look great and great offenses look like, great, I guess. But the Saints are just in it's a bad algorithm. It's a bad situation right now. And it's almost like they don't have a choice but to take these lumps. They don't have a choice but to kind of go through this. And it sucks to watch them go through it, for sure. But now the defense, I will say, all this we're talking about is offensive. There's really no excuse for the defense to be this bad. The only excuse for the defense being this bad is that they all got old at the same time. And Demario Davis, this game looked really bad. Demario Davis was just getting embarrassed in the flats, getting embarrassed on when he was asked to cover the running back, and it was ugly. Kool-Aid looked bad, Alante looked bad, but those guys aren't old, so you can't even say the defense is old when Kool-Aid is, doesn't look good. And I said this during the game in the stands, but I was like, look, I'm not really in the business of all 22 in our secondary, but I feel like every game at one point or another, I'm sitting here going, is Kool-Aid good? It seems like he's on the back end of a lot of bad plays. And maybe it's just maybe it's just more of what I'm talking about, where we can't stop the run, we can't get any pressure on the quarterback, so they have time, so they're, it's hard to keep wide receivers covered for long. Maybe it's just a trickle-down effect. But the run defense is absolutely atrocious. The fact that we're giving up, what was the guy for the Bucs? Sean Tucker? Sean Tucker and Amir Abdullah and these guys, just running all over us. Whoever the 15 running backs for the Packers were that got yards against us. The running game is bad. The defense is the part where you can absolutely just take a step back and say, yeah, the defense is bad. The defense is awful, all across the board. There really is nothing good about the defense. Brian Brzee has been good as far as pass rush, but as far as the position he plays, an interior defensive lineman, it's been horrible. Yes, he is good at rushing the quarterback, but that is it. He is a one-trick player. And, you got to be Reggie White to, really positively impact the game when all you do is rush the quarterback. When you cannot stop the run. So the Saints defense they don't really have the excuses that the offenses do.
Can you talk about your touchdown pass?
Yeah, that was a great play call. Played out just like we practiced it for a few weeks, and I thought that got us some good momentum. And the next drive we got down there, and then just kept getting penalties. And I thought we could have scored again, but penalties killed us.
One thing I don't like about the current offense, there's a lot, but I hate how reliant we are on trick plays. If it is not a quarterback throwback, if it is not a deceptive kind of play, we really can't score. We have tried the Cedric Wilson quarterback throwback wide receiver pass multiple times. We are running it just kind of like it's one of our plays. We are running deception trick plays. We are running those basically as a foundational part of our offense. We're one step away from running the Statue of Liberty play. That's kind of where this offense is. It's so desperate for anything. It's so desperate for any kind of ability to push the ball that it's relying on trick plays. And that, do it once, yeah, it's fun. Do it twice, okay. Do it 3-4 times. It's what's going on here?
How do you stay up when you have momentum and then you keep having self-inflicted wounds stopping the drives?
Yeah, it's tough. When you're backed up second and long, third and long. You just got to keep chipping at it. Had some opportunities there at to make some plays, but obviously we didn't. And their time of possession was much better than ours, and they controlled the game, and we got to be better as an offense.
I know you want to see results with wins and everything, but how much is this playing time, is this experience helping you personally?
Yeah, it's helping. If you playing games, it's definitely helping. Obviously, it sucks that don't have a win so far, but that one was frustrating because we had a good short week, wanted to come in, expected to win, and didn't. So frustrating for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's written all over his face. Like, Rattler, you could tell he didn't like this one, and I don't blame him. I mean, the guy's getting his ass kicked out there. He's getting hit nonstop. He's losing. This is his fifth loss. His 0-5 or 0-4, whatever he is. Like, I think Rattler, and he is a fiery guy, no doubt about it. And this is I can't remember which Saints beat writer it was. It might have been James Hurst, but someone said, like, the locker room right now is just like a pit of misery. Like, it's just a depressed vibe in there. It's just I'm sure it is. The season is 1 week from being over. It's been one of the most disappointing seasons in the last 2 decades. A lot of those players are facing the end of their career, and they're going out with a whimper. And on the flip side, you got Rattler, who's trying, who's new to this thing, and he's trying to do something, and he's just taking lick after lick after lick after lick. I mean, like he's a Tootsie Pop, son. So I'm sure the team is fed up. I'm sure they're frustrated. Fan base is frustrated, but I think all in all, it'll be good for Rattler. Does that mean he's the starter moving forward? As far as like next year, like I said, time will tell. But I think he's been commendable. I think he's been commendable this year. I would give him a passing grade so far through his starts. I would say, if you were grading on a curve, you might be able to give him a C+. B minus seems a little bit high. I think a flat C, I would give him passing. And given the situation he's been in, whether it's Bub Means and Mason Tipton or Connor McGovern or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or whatever, but I think he's been all right. So, tough for Rattler for sure. And he's definitely frustrated in this video, and I don't blame him. But, all right, let me know in the comments below what you think. Is Rattler the starter of the future? What would you do? What do you think about his performance so far? And as always, thank you for watching.